Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany. Before we get into the June update to the Greece travel restrictions, I just wanted to ask you all a big favor, that if you're not subscribed to me and you're enjoying my content and you want to keep seeing travel updates from Greece over the summer, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It helps me out quite a bit. Thank you. All right, now let's get into the list of countries that can now enter Greece without quarantining. Some countries have been added and a few have been taken away. So if your country was on the list, you might want to check and make sure that it's still on the list. So we have the EU, the Schengen countries, the US, the UK, Israel, Serbia, the UAE, New Zealand, Australia, South Korea, Thailand, Rwanda, Singapore, Russia, North Macedonia, Canada, Belarus, Bahrain, Qatar, China, Kuwait, Ukraine, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Saudi Arabia, and then we have Montenegro. Montenegro is a little special though because you have to have a vaccine and a negative PCR test, not just one or the other like everybody else. The other thing that was announced this week is that they are now allowing border crossings between Greece and Albania. I don't have the specifics on what the rules are, but obviously you have to have a test. And I know that they're limiting the times of day that you can come. I think it's like from, just during the daytime hours, not at night. So those are the main updates. So again, if your country is on this list and you're not Montenegro, then you can come either with a vaccine certificate or a negative PCR test that has been completed in the last 72 hours. The other thing I will note that I haven't mentioned in the last video, I believe, is that you also need a passenger locator form. I'm gonna link to that document below so you can print it or have access to it. You can also get it and just have it on your phone, although I suggest that you print it out. It just makes things easier when you get to Greece, so you're not scrambling to log into the Wi-Fi at the Athens airport, which you can get into. It's free, and you have it for like 30 minutes. So if you, for some reason you forgot, you can get onto the internet in the Athens airport. It's pretty easy and straightforward. Now, I've been getting so many questions from the May update because right when I made the video, it was announced that we were now going to have to test to go to the islands, but the rules behind that were not clear. They're a lot more clear now, and I've also gone to an island, so I have a little bit better idea of what that is. So if you arrive and you go straight to an island from Athens or wherever you land, you don't need to worry about this because your PCR test is probably still valid. If for some reason you stay in Greece or in Athens and your test expires before you hit your island destination, you can either do another PCR test, a rapid test, or a self-test. The PCR and the rapid test you have to do at a lab. I have a link to the labs that I know of down in the description box below. The pharmacies sell the self-test. The one I got looks like this. I did this test before I went to Santorini, and when I got on the plane, they did ask me for it, and they asked other people for either their vaccination card or their PCR test. Now, I have heard various stories from the ferries that they aren't checking. However, there is a form that the ferries are requesting that you fill out, and it sort of indicates that you need to have tested negative or filled out the self-declaration form, and that form is also down in the description box. To be honest with you, I wouldn't take the chance and just fill it out and not have done the test, because if for some reason you do get sick and they find out, I don't know what that would mean for you. Probably a fine of some kind, and knowing Greece, it's not a small fine either. They haven't said if there are any consequences, but maybe I'm just not getting that news because it's in Greek. Anyway, so now the clarification I want to make is that once you go to your island destination, you're most likely not going to need to take another self-test to go to another Greek island or to return to Athens. You only need to self-test to your first destination. So for example, you take the ferry to Santorini and then you decide to go to Naxos. You don't need to take another test to go from Santorini to Naxos. You also don't need a self-test if you were then going to go from Naxos back to Athens. That's not required. The only thing you might need is a PCR test to go back to your home country. So most of the bigger islands do have a lab of some kind. Now, you want to check with them and make sure that they can get you the results back, because some of the labs on the smaller islands send the test results to Athens to get processed because they don't have the facilities to do it. So it might not be worth doing it on the small islands because you may just need to leave a day earlier, which I always suggest anyway, because things happen with the ferries before your flight. So let's say your flight's Saturday morning. I suggest you go to Athens on Friday, go get your PCR test, make sure you're in the clear for your own country. The bigger islands like Santorini, Naxos, Mykonos, Rhodes, Crete, Kos, Corfu, all of those places are probably going to be able to get your results back to you within 24 hours. Most likely they will email it to you. I don't think that is an issue. If you have any questions about this, I would contact your hotel and ask them what the best way is to get a PCR test so that you can go back to your home country. I unfortunately cannot find labs for you on every island. I don't have time for that, and I would be here forever. That's all I would be doing. And then again, not producing any other content for you. So I have one more favor to ask of you guys. I have been getting tons and tons of questions about everything, and maybe this video is clarifying, and hopefully maybe I won't get as many questions. But if you do have questions, please, please, please try to put them in the comment box below, because I'm getting either emails or messages on Instagram. I've even gotten messages on Twitter, and it's to the point where like I'm not able to respond as quickly because I'm getting them in so many places and I'm losing track, and there are so many coming in, and I'm very happy to help you guys as much as I can. But if you don't leave me a comment below, the likelihood of me seeing it gets less and less with each different platform you try. Email is probably the worst way to get a hold of me, because I see the email come in, but I can't necessarily respond when I see it. And then because I work full time, other emails come in and it tends to get lost, and it may take me a day, a week to get back to you. And I know that I've missed emails in the past. Like I've gone back to clean up my email inbox and gone, oh my gosh, I've missed this email. So I know it's not always possible because either you don't have a YouTube account, or like the other day somebody said they couldn't comment. So I understand that sometimes it's necessary to contact me outside of YouTube, but if you could leave me a comment, that would be great. It also helps the channel out. So, but you're likely to get a better, faster response from me if you comment, because I can keep track of the ones that I have. Actually, YouTube, that's how it sorts them for me. It's like the ones I haven't responded to most recently come up first for me. So it makes it a little bit easier for me to see. And the other thing is they are making these updates every week now. I can't do this video every week. Nobody wants me to come on and do this video every week. You want to see stuff about Greece. So what I'm gonna do is add the country list to the community tab when it gets updated. So lately it seems like they're either doing it Saturday night or Sunday morning. So by every Monday, I'm hoping to have the updated list up on my community tab. It's another reason to subscribe, because you'll probably see the community tab more often if you're on YouTube looking for my stuff. All right, guys, as always, I hope this was helpful. Leave that comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.